Here. Today. But it's all good, man. You know how we do it every Sunday. In the building, I have my partner in crime on the radio and in real life. The good doctor, what's good?
Happy Sunday, fun day.
Already. And the first lady of Sports Rise, I have no clue where this helper is.
She's on her way.
I ain't got a text. I didn't get a text. So
she'll be here.
I don't know, but I guess as the good doctor says, she's gonna be here.
Yeah.
But we want to also send a shout out to our other co-host, Bria Moore. She's under the weather, and so I told her we'll definitely hold it down for her. We definitely want her to get well. As I was telling our guests, she found out yesterday she has what did I say?
Severe anemia.
Yeah, she's anemic. And so she was feeling under weather and tired and everything. And so we definitely want her to get well and get better. And again, we'll hold it down for her ass anyway. But before we go to get this party started, we go into a song, man. We play a song. You know, I listen to music all through the week to try to figure out what I want to play. And so,
what are we playing?
Man, we playing Game Time. Because I knew it was going to be an athletic type show today. And so I'm like, you know what? We're gonna take it south to Houston.
We're doing James Brown.
Nah, we're not doing James Brown.
Okay.
Maybe for a throwback song, but and ahead of time, our throwback song is Mr. Cheeks. Y'all might remember him from the Lost Boys. Mm-hmm. And so we're playing our throwback song, Lights, Camera, Action. You know, that was a good party starting song. But we're going to get into Game Time by Bun B. For you folks that don't like cursing and all that, you're going to just have to forgive me. But it's going to be game time in here today. And
not
so,
the clean version.
Hell no, we ain't doing no clean version. I think decide for that. So we're going to get into a song. We're going to come back and we're going to talk to all our guests.
Yeah, bitch, I
So all you fake motherfuckers need to back down. Yeah, I just wanted to get pumped today. I mean, we're going to have bodybuilders and, you know. So, yeah, we're going to have a good time.
Not yet. I do work out in the morning.
I'm looking.
Oh yeah, man. Listen, like I said, get in. We are petty for a reason.
For example, you wrote it.
Just jump straight in.
Y'all on Instagram?
Yeah, you can find us. We're on all social media. Instagram, The Petty Crew. Because I think once you guys like what I post on there from Twitter, I don't really push Twitter that much. I do that on my personal Twitter page. But we on Twitter, The Petty Crew 1, at The Petty Crew 1, Facebook, The Petty Crew. I typically go social media live from Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, Twitter at the same time. So, but we just live on Facebook right now.
Copied her whole post and just changed it for my name and my code in there. But having you guys creative ideas from her like my Instagram is so I'm just accepting anybody that wants to become a sports world. As you know, I'm still trying to do like a business on my current role, my family and friends. I want to keep advertising. Yeah. And so
I'll send you things.
Okay. I don't do cash app, I do PayPal, but I can set up cash app.
Hey, listen, we are back again. That was Bun B, legendary artist from the group UGK with the song Game Time, because today is freaking game time.
Yay!
Are y'all ready to get this thing going? Man, you know what? Yeah, let's go and get this thing done. I don't even really know where to start. I got so many guests in the building. But who we do have.
Than us.
Yeah, I know, huh? But it's all good. I mean, Shit, we can hold it down by our damn self. But listen, in the building, man, we have owner Carlos Francios, who is a military veteran, a clothing line focused on community health. Many of their models are veterans and friends that are involved in fitness, education, and wellness promotion. They also believe in everyone can be energized at work, at school, and in the gym, everywhere. So again, we have the owner, as well as, if you're watching on social media, of Energized Co. Thank you for coming in today.
Yeah, thank you.
Give it up, man. Give it up. That's y'all people, man. That's y'all people. But listen, man, let's jump right into it. As I always ask all my entrepreneurs who come in, first question I have is, with you, why clothing? Well, now, let everybody know where you're from, because we were having an offline conversation before we got on the radio, where you from and everything. And as we get into our topics, you'll talk about how big it is in that area. So let everybody know who you are and where you're from.
Yes, my name is Carlos Francios. I'm originally from Trinidad and Tobago.
Woohoo!
In the Caribbean, yes, yeah.
The 242.
Right.
I'm 242.
I founded Energized Co because for myself, I'm a 100% disabled veteran. And when I got out the military, I wanted to do something to promote health. Because my doctors told me 10 years I wouldn't be able to talk, I wouldn't be able to, because I have something called porphyria. However, staying in the gym and staying healthy, 10 years. I should have been like that 10 years ago. And so I'm still keeping it up. So I think energized means more than just clothing. And that's why I brought some people in here today, because these guys are serious about health. They're serious about fitness. Because when we start introducing them, you'll see their backgrounds and what they do. All right, so can we introduce them?
Yeah, so before I keep going with the questions and everything, because damn, I guess I'm going to have questions for everybody up in here. Let's say we just jump in. So you introduce, which way you want to start?
I'll start here.
Okay. So what we're going to do is, this live is extra. Radio. It's extra.
We're a radio station that goes
Right.
Well, my name is Nicole White, and I have been a competitive bodybuilder since the end of 2015. I had my first couple of shows. I wanted to find out what the judges were looking for, and then I just wanted to really work hard and build those things that I was weak in. And so I had my first major show this year where I was able to take first place, as well as qualify for nationals.
Okay.
And then I competed in my first national show in October, which was the One World United show, and I was able to take 3 first place trophies, 2 overall trophies, and I won my pro status.
And you got a pro
And I got a pro status.
Man, listen, we got a damn beast in the building.
So that's my fitness world. I'm also a seminary student, and I have 2 kids, and I take care of my mom with MS. So life is just happening, it's in session, but I just love the fitness because it allows me to be able to release, and I love being able to give back. So the clothing line is just an amazing part of the story.
Nice.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
I've been to a fitness show. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
It is.
I didn't know they took salt.
Yeah, they take your salt.
They
take your
before
water.
the show.
Well, yeah, we eat sweets as well.
Yeah.
To pop those muscles out.
Yeah.
So we were watching the
Oh,
documentary.
Rodney Cole. What's his name?
Ronnie Coleman.
Ronnie Coleman or something, the King or something like that. We were watching those on Netflix, and so yikes. That's damn.
That's a lot of discipline.
That's one beast in the building. What other beast do we have in the building? You got the mic on. If you watch on Facebook, she got on the blue. Yeah.
Well, my name is Chris. My first bodybuilding competition was last October with One World United.
Okay.
I competed in figure. I won novice and overall. And then I competed this past April with Naturally Fit Federation, the Physique Showdown, and I took first in in novice figure. So it's time for me to step up into the open arena. I lost 40 pounds in 2016, and I wanted to keep it off. And so that's how I got involved in the bodybuilding, to help motivate me to keep the weight off, and it's fun. So
Right. Already. Well, thank you. Another beast is gonna damn, give it up.
It's a jungle in here.
I know.
Man, hold up. Oh, okay. And then we have a gentleman if you watching. Because the other young lady just nicely passed the mic over. They see on Facebook. You gonna have to say something.
Oh, hello, Zach.
That's all good.
Hey, first of all, this is awesome. This is my first time ever being on the radio.
Okay, well, cool.
Hi.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's what.
Right now.
That's
All right,
what's up.
But my name is Candido Hernandez, and I don't have the titles I got just yet, but I'm a fitness model, CMA with an NCT license. Like I said, I've been in the medical field since 2001. Started off like as a sleep tech, and then worked my way on throughout the medical field to, you know, sutures, to drawing blood, to whatever it needs to be. And also with the, like I said, sorry, I'm kind of nervous, it's kind of crazy.
No, it's all good. Man, just relax.
So what's up, family, you know, just
Yeah,
whatever.
no, it's all good.
Okay, but Carlos introduced me into the fitness, because I was doing personal training at the gym, and I was, you know, helping people trying to control their diet, well, not control their diet, but fix it, and, you know, try to help them with certain muscle groups and give them the body that they want. And then Carlos approached me with the fitness of Energized Co, and I was like, that is a godsend, that's a blessing. So I really want to focus, I wanted to focus, or still focus on people who, you know, you don't have to be Instagram models or whatever like that, but just going out and doing something and actually focus on that. And Carlos' line is for everybody, and that was like a true godsend, knowing that, hey, this Energized Co company is wanting to do what I have passion to do, and that's help everybody from, you know, changing their diets. Hey, you don't need that McDonald's right now. You can get a salad. You know, so, yeah, you might not feel like it, but you can get something like that. And then trying to help them to reach the body goals or just be healthy in all general.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Definitely appreciate it. Because I thought, because you go speak.
Oh.
Okay, come
Yeah,
on.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, come on now. Somebody go send a message. Like, who's that over there in that corner?
I think she's
Fran said I
ready.
got lots
Yeah, you can just say your name, but I don't want nobody to hit me up later talking about, hey,
Oh, no, I've got plenty to say.
Already. That's what, yeah, she gonna get right in.
I'm Fran Monroe. I was born in 1954. I just turned 64, so I've got lots
A lot of damn wisdom.
Yes.
Yes. Already.
And each one of these ladies I've had the opportunity to put on stage as their posing coach. So that's what I do. I like to newbies. I love newbies. I love for them to, you know, they say, hey, Miss Fran, I want to do a show. So they'll come to me and I'll just show them how to pose. I even, as a personal trainer, I also teach them how to, you know, to work out how to eat. And the reason why I got into this, I'm also a vet. I did 21 years in the United States Air Force. Go Blue. I retired in 97. And so being a vet also, you know, I have to stay in shape because, you know, I want people to see that even after a certain age, even after you retire, you don't have to give up. You know,
Right.
you continue. You know, you never give up. You never give in. Continue to stay focused on your goals because, you know, life's short. Then we die.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So, what I really, really like about what Carlos is doing, because he said it all, just to piggyback on it, that he does, he has a passion for us to, you know, to look good, feel good, and be good, and to go out and help others as well. And that's why I jumped on the bandwagon to be with Carlos. I thought, shoot, this old lady can fit these clothes too.
And I like it's gray.
Yes.
I got my favorite color red in it too, man.
But I am the CEO of Fantastic Body. My husband goes, well, I've been married for 40 years, so I like to just throw that out there every now and then. And say it'll work. I mean, it's hard work, but you know, if you know, stay in there, stay in the game, and just love on one another. Give each other that respect, and that's what I believe also too. He has a purpose. God has called him as well as God has called me. So he has a purpose, and if I move out of the way and let my husband do his purpose, he's gonna move out of the way and let me do my purpose, and we're gonna be very purposeful for the kingdom. If you got a pulse, you got a purpose.
Yeah, I do. Already. Greatness, right?
All right.
So doing this is is very good for me as well. I'm not going to leave myself out of this because I was diagnosed with high blood pressure. That's what got me into it. My mentor, my trainer, she says, Miss Monroe, what are you doing? I had a dream and you was in a coffin. And so, and when God does that, he probably gave it to her because I probably would have freaked out.
Right.
And when he does that, that doesn't mean you're going to die. That was almost 15 years ago when the Lord showed that to her. So what that means is change your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Do better.
Right.
Stop eating. I put salt on lemons. That's why my blood pressure. I put salt on dill pickles. That's the kind of diet I used to have. So she taught me how to eat. And I'm still here.
But you know what's so crazy is because I used to get on my son, and all he did was put salt. I'm like, damn, what is you doing? What you need salt on everything? You haven't even tasted the food or whatever.
Exactly.
Because again, and he had to because it started to become a problem early. And I'm like, because he seen somebody else do it. And I'm like, dude, you don't really have to do that. So that's pretty cool.
And also it could be hormonal or it could be something going on too because you have, my go-to snack is something salty.
Yeah.
It's automatic. So, you have to get tested and find out what that's all about.
Cool.
Yes, and because I am a Nazarene CPT, I'm also certified. I've also teach yoga. So I just stay active. That's why I tell you, don't stop moving. Just keep it moving. I told you I had a lot to say. I
And guess what? We got a lot of show because we got a lot of show, so I can't wait to hear when we get into this relationship segment.
What you have?
Yeah, because that's a lot of wisdom, and I want to hear it. But I think what's so cool about what's happening right now is because everybody had joined and got into fitness, partnered with the owner of Energized Co for different reasons, which is cool. My next question, I guess I'm gonna throw it out here to everybody. If you was not doing fitness, what would you be doing? Yeah, I'm gonna go on and throw it out there. That's a great question. What would you be doing if you would not have? We're gonna start with you. If you wouldn't have jumped into fitness and the clothing business, what would you be doing?
Well, my zeal, what I like is healthcare. Currently, I manage 70 clinics for a health system here in Dallas. So that's what I would be doing. I like educating, teaching, mostly laboratorians, people that work in the lab, scientists, stuff like that. So that's what I'll probably be doing full time.
Okay.
And if I could do something else, it would be traveling.
Gotcha.
Traveling. Cause,
Who up next?
yeah.
So I actually work for IBM. I've been with IBM for about almost 20 years next year, and but I'm not into technology. They pay me to talk. So I couldn't program your computer or your phone or nothing. But with being in that field, I think that if I wasn't into fitness, I probably would be extremely obese because it's one of those jobs where I don't have to go into the field. I don't have to do a lot of manual labor. Fitness is something that I always tell people, when you're upset with someone, don't go eat a cake. Go and work out. Read your Bible and work out because eating that cake is going to hurt you, and and that will then make the person that just made you mad more happy.
Right.
So you get into fitness, you're going to feel better. You're going to release that energy. You read your Bible, you're going to get your mind right, and then you're going to be okay. So without fitness, it's such a major part of my life. To be honest, I don't even want to know the person that I would be.
I definitely agree. True.
If I didn't get into fitness, I think that I would probably be pushing about 200 pounds. Because I packed on, I'm a Navy vet too, and I packed on a lot of weight while I was in because, oddly enough, while I was in the military, I was nowhere near as active as I was before. So next thing you know, I'm going in at 133 and I'm coming out at 160. And I was like, Lord Jesus, and then with the beer drinking and
kicking it. My brother's in the Navy, and his wife is in the Navy. So they can tell me stories about that drinking.
Yeah, man, but but fortunately for me, like Carlos said, traveling honestly is what encouraged me to lose weight, because my dad told me, he said, look, if you can get down to 150 in 6 months, I'll pay for your portion of the family vacation this year. And look, that was about $700. Boy, that was about $700 worth. And so I did it, and I'm so thankful for that. You know, that he saw me and was like, look, babe, you blowing up like the world trade. You need to tone it down some. And so, you know, luckily he did that for me. And I mean, that's about it, because I would be no good if I didn't get back into fitness.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And just, to piggyback on that about being no good, like I said earlier, I would probably be dead, because that's what saved my life. And when I was growing up, I've always wanted to be a teacher. So if I wasn't in, but I think that's what I do now. I teach.
Right.
That's right.
You don't get to tell God how He's going to fulfill that call.
Right.
Because
teaching can come in different forms. It doesn't have to be in the.
But I always saw myself
classroom.
in the classroom with a blackboard. Pretty much did that in the military too, as a curriculum developer. So I kind of walked my path. I'm just so blessed and happy to be alive.
Yeah, definitely. I tell my wife all the time, and just seeing stuff that go on in the world, we act like we have time.
Yeah.
We're losing, especially if you grew up in the area of Aretha Franklin. How many, who all the people that have passed that we grew up listening to, who passed away, and again, people think we have time. So I definitely understand that. I think if more people took that view, less drama, relationships, friendships, knowing, because I tell my wife all the time, I fear that.
Ooh.
And so that's one of the things where it's like, you know what, some shit just not worth it, because one day we gonna leave this place. And I don't know about anybody else, but I do think about that.
Yeah.
Not because I'm not living right, because that's just the reality.
Exactly.
And so if a lot of more people had that attitude, then they would try to walk a certain way. You're not gonna act a damn fool like you finna live forever. You gonna be gone, and when you gone, and I joke about it, but it's real. I've yet to meet somebody that done passed away. And nobody told me how it is on the other side.
That's right.
So that's definitely real. And what about you?
For me, just like the both of them, if I wasn't doing fitness, I'd be still in the medical field. But for fitness, for me, was on a personal, spiritual kind of deal, because when you go to the gym, you release all this, all this tension of somebody getting on your nerves at work, Susan, she over here tripping, something like that,
Right.
Stuff like that. So me going to the gym and relieving all that tension and taking it on the weights and all this other stuff helped me become honestly a better man and a better father. By the way, I'm married, going on 9 years. January 16th.
Yes.
January 16th, they got the family out there. Shout out to Hernandez family out there.
Shout out. Black love is in the building.
I got the support team out there.
Already.
Little daddy.
You gotta hear his perspective on
But
this.
it was it helped me out, because like I said, I left all that home, so that way when I go to the house, I ain't bringing no kind of negativity. I ain't. Plus, my kids see that. So like I said, my son and my daughter, I'm the first man in my daughter's life. So I gotta show her and represent what kind of man that she needs to look for. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I can't come into the house all tensed up, angry, yelling at mom, being stupid. And my son sees that too, because if I disrespect the mom, then he's gonna disrespect all kinds of females.
Right.
So like I said, the gym helped me out on the spiritual level, because it let go all that pressure and all that tension. It breaks bad habits, because people smoke cigarettes all day. The gym is like my cigarette. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, that's my addiction, but that addiction is helping me out becoming a stronger person, spiritually, mentally, and basically I can be there for my kids. The longer I maintain the oil in my body and the fluids and all that other stuff, the longer I have and the better time that I have with my family. And that's a blessing. And the more people that I can touch, the more people that I can educate and tell them about Energized and all that, everything that we do and all that we represent. So,
hey man, listen, if you are listening tuning in, watching on Facebook. Damn, man,
Trying
it
to
don't
figure
take
out
a
who are all
rocket,
these people.
but it don't take a rocket science to see that there is a message behind the clothing company.
Yes, yes.
Everybody in here that's in the studio has a story, and a unique story and purpose for why they join, and that's what's pretty neat about that. As I ask all entrepreneurs, because I know as a black entrepreneur, you know, sometimes it can be hard, you know, getting everything out there.
You get 100 no's before you get one yes.
Yes.
Right.
But that one yes is a blessing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that one yes can move on to another yes and so on. But you get a lot of no's, you know. You know what? No, you know, we'll stick with the bigger brands. Let's stick with them.
Right.
I said, well, I have the same quality. I get it from the same places. However, we want to stick with a bigger brand.
Right.
But you know what? You just got to stay back and be patient. Because, you know, God is going to take you there. Once you have a strong team, that's my main purpose. When I started, I was getting people to come take pictures, but I wouldn't see the reality in the pictures. But when you have people that really care about fitness and they really, you know, support what you're trying to do,
Right.
the pictures look totally different.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, because when they're smiling, when they're joking, you know, when I
You
post
can see it on them.
in the video, you can see it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I like about building a strong team, and that's why I brought them here or invited them, you know, to be part of this, because it's a symbiotic relationship.
Right.
They help my brand, and then I'm helping them.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a partnership that clearly works. Again, I mean the underlying theme is like the unity. I see it, I hear it. Everybody's upbeat. You know, I definitely understand that somebody who runs a radio show and all that. I trust me. I get it. I think I was complaining on social media, telling them y'all don't pay for shit in here. Y'all don't do nothing. You ain't nobody giving me a dime to do. So I definitely understand. My next question: if you could give one great health advice, what would it be? If you were talking to somebody out there, the people are watching and listening, one great health advice, what would you tell them?
Oh, for me, it's just to get up. Just stand up, do something. You know, you might be laying there, and it's raining outside. I want to do this. That's why I tell people you could be energized in anything you do. If you go to school, be energized in doing that. If you working, you got work, you doing a test, you getting ready for the job, be energized in doing that. All right, and then of course when you go to the gym, be energized. All right, so it's about life. It's a life goal. It's not just about clothing. You know, so it's just get up. That's what I would tell them.
That's the first step. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Anybody?
I would tell them, think of your body. We're 75% water. Right? So think of your inside. You don't walk around outside, you don't shower, you don't clean. Water will clean your insides just like soap outside. That one thing I could say, drink more water, people, please drink your water.
Man, damn, we buy jugs.
Our daughter drinks all the water.
Yeah.
All the water.
I would say for me, and it's shown, because I've done it and it's shown in my body. Diet. I guess you say a vegetarian. I ain't vegan. Vegan is a little bit straight.
Right.
Especially now.
Right.
But that ain't you.
I gotta have my ice cream,
Got
my
it.
cinnamon rolls. I'm all about
Right.
that dairy. But I found out that when I took meat out of my diet, that I got a lot of nutrients. Basically, my body matured. Like I said, back then I could eat hot Cheetos all day. If I eat a hot Cheeto now, it's coming out wrong.
Right.
All right.
Exactly.
So your body matures, so I just crave more vegetables, and the more vegetables that I ate, the better I felt. You know, you say we real on the show, but hey, I like to poop. Poop every single day.
That's right.
I feel good.
Water will keep that food. Water will keep that
Every day.
Thank you.
Happy
Get them demons out.
Keep
Get that, yeah, let them go.
Right.
There you go.
You don't need
So for you, it is
Let it go.
diet.
It's diet.
Right.
Yeah.
Diet, baby. Damn.
No, let it go.
That's what he was saying though.
Let it
Diet.
go.
So, and what about you?
For me, I always just tell people, be true to yourself. Don't try to make someone else's workout plan and workout lifestyle work for you. You got to know who you are. You got to know if you're a morning person. You got to know if you're a night person. You got to know if you're that person that's motivated by music. If you're motivated, however your body functions and how you strive, fit that into your workout life. Make it fit into, or it will never last. I always tell people, find something you like to do that you're going to continue to do, and then make sure you have something at home you can do. So you can eliminate the traffic and eliminate all those excuses. But again, it has to fit your personality style and your lifestyle, or it won't work.
Gotcha. What about you?
I honestly would go with what Candido said, just about nutrition. And it's not even about like, oh man, you know, I need to be eating clean all the time, you know, grilled chicken breasts and vegetables. Not like, it's just baby steps, you know. Drink a little bit more water, two or three cups more, but you know, get a few more vegetables in your diet, or even if you start eliminating stuff, you know, don't add salt. You know, there's already salt and preservatives already in the food, so you don't really. I don't salt my vegetables anymore. I just steam them and just bam, you know. So it's just little stuff. And like I told my mama, I don't think she listened. But my mama was pre-diabetic about 4 or 5 years ago, and I told her, I said, Mama, you really need to cut out the sugar. And she was, I'm just stuck on it. I was like, look, Mama, don't have the candy by your bed. Take the candy out of your purse. Take the candy out of your work drawer. Just that little bit, just that little bit. And, I told her, she likes to drink soda. Mama, just drink them little, 8-ounce cans of sodas when you want a soda. And the pre-diabetes is gone, and it's just the little stuff, because Lord knows and Miss Fran knows that I will kill a whole pint of ice cream. I did it yesterday. A whole pint of ice cream in less than 10 minutes, just gone for. But it's not like I'm completely killing my gains. Everything, in moderation and balance. I'm not killing that pint multiple times a week. That's my first pint in about two months. A month.
Somebody knows somebody. I watched her do it last week.
But yeah, just the little changes in nutrition. My God, Chili's. Chili's, they have that queso, that thing of queso. When I was on MyFitnessPal tracking my calories, that one thing of queso is over 2,000 calories. So I'm sitting there in Chili's, killing that thing, and then I'm killing a whole meal, and I'm killing dessert. So I'm sitting here for dinner. 4,000 calories. Wow. But now, once I realized that, I was like, oh, I don't even want it anymore. But now, when I go out to eat, I make a point to just cut it in half. And I mean, even that, I Lord knows I love me some Chipotle. My whole burrito is about 1,200 calories. If I divide it out through the day, I'm good. So it's little stuff.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, I really appreciate that. And now, man, we're going to get into the rest of this show, because I want to get y'all opinion. This is the Petty Crew Radio Show. And so we moved to, I am King of Petty. Before they came out with that word.
That's how he got me.
That's
I want to send a shout out to two members of the team, the Ebony and the Phoenix _MG. They support us, Indiana, and Killeen, Texas. So thank you very much.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
Hopefully they tuned in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're on board.
Okay.
So listen, we moved to this segment of the show that we call That Thing Love and Relationships, the Unfiltered Truth. And it's titled like that for a reason, then. Because we want the unfiltered truth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over to the good doctor, and we're going to get into our relationship segment.
All right, so I don't know if you guys have heard. Hopefully you will chime in. The internet is ripping. Oh goodness, what happened? The internet is ripping. Jules, how do you say his name? Jules Santana to shreds amid proposal to longtime girlfriend Kimbella. If you watch Love and Hip Hop, you would be familiar with who they are. He is a rapper with
Dipset.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know these things.
Mm-hmm.
So, November 27th on VH1.com, it was written, "Why can't y'all say congrats and keep it pushing? Engagements are supposed to be the most blissful time between a couple, but some folks just can't find it in their hearts to give the couple their moment. Instead of congratulating Mr. Santana for getting down on one knee and proposing to his longtime girlfriend, people instead attack the couple over the timing of the engagement." So if you didn't know, Mr. Santana is likely going to prison soon for possession of a gun. He was carrying a gun through the airport. I think in New York, where guns are, you cannot have a weapon.
Yeah, well, you can't have it in the airport.
You can't, right, and you can't have it in an airport. So, he proposed his, I don't know if he's admitted to drug problem, but his teeth have fallen out. He has no teeth in the front, and they think it's due to continued drug use. And so, he proposes, and my point is actually her comment to Instagram, because Instagram is the world. So what she said, "We have been together since 2009. Next year will make 10 years. Ladies, if that's the man you want and love, you will wait however long if the love is real. Thank you for the love and support." So my question is, how long is too long to wait if the love is real? Because she has made it quite clear that 10 years was good enough. Well, 9.5 going on 10 was good enough. And if the man is worth it, then you will wait for as long as it takes for him to propose. So my question is, in struggle love, because some people are calling it struggle love because he's getting ready to go to jail. How long is either too long or how long is long enough to wait for the man of your dreams?
Well, let me go and pop this shit out. I already told you. She's just dumb as hell. Just go, ain't nowhere around.
Yeah. Okay,
I just feel you just dumb as hell. I mean, how many excuses can a man give you for you to stay on in a relationship like that? And I know people gonna say, well, it depends on the people, blah, blah, blah. Like, I get it.
What about getting to know each other? You have to have time to get to know
I
each
get all
other.
that.
10 years?
I'm sorry.
Well, how long
And so I'm just keeping it going. I'm gonna throw it up to y'all.
Married already,
No.
I mean, if you live with somebody for 7 years, I understand by common law, they
Yeah,
are
but see,
married.
hold up, but the key with the common law,
You
that's
have to
not
apply.
that's not accepted in every state. Now here
True.
in Texas,
True.
it is, but there's a process for common law. It's
Yes.
just not I live with you.
Right.
You literally have to go through a mock wedding.
Yeah.
You have to pronounce it on social media. Now back in the day, you would have it in the newspapers and stuff like that. So there's a process. So in real common law marriage, you have to get a real divorce.
What?
Like you,
Yes.
so in other, so what Negroes do, I know you looking surprised. What Negroes really do, what they do is just cut ties and say, you know what, you go your way, I go mine.
Yeah, but no.
But the legal way for common law, which in Texas it is recognized, there is a process for it. It ain't just living together and I'm Mrs. whatever. No, you literally have to go through a process. It has to be publicly announced. And yeah, but again, the key is after you do that, your ass got to pay for that divorce when y'all separate. So it's like you might as well just go and get married. My thing is you use your body, because all you've done is just had sex with this guy. Your time. Because as I say, if you're not married, you single. Damn, thank you. Because when you go to fill out an application, anything, what do it say? Single, married, widow, divorce. Nowhere it that shit, nowhere it say a togethership. Situationship. So I mean, what y'all think about it? Because I mean, y'all might have a different view about it, but for me, I see it happen. My longtime friend, who's a former host of this show. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's the same situation. I'm just saying he finally, they're actually finally finna get married after damn near that time. You know, so what do y'all think? I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just think you a duck. You wasting energy. If you can have children with a guy, I think what happens is a lot of men manipulate women because they might play out insecurity. She not going nowhere, man. We done been together 4-5 years.
And so
I'm getting wifey.
So you being
privileges, right?
Yeah, I'm getting wifey privileges. Shit, she doing everything for me.
Right.
So if I can stretch it out,
Right.
stretch it out. So what y'all think? I mean, because y'all might see it a little bit different from me.
I mean,
Well,
Oh, you good? You can talk whatever.
well, for me, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one in here not married.
Divorced.
Oh, you divorced? Okay, well, so, I mean, I'm 30, and actually, maybe a little bit over a year ago, I got out of a situationship, because before it started, I made my intentions very clear.
That's right.
Look, we're gonna date to see if we're gonna get in a relationship. We're gonna, we see that to see if we're gonna get married. That is my goal, is to be married and then have children. And I want to have a family. I don't want to be sitting here in a situation, where I'm kind of like, and this guy already had a kid, and every once in a while, our situation would come up. And at one point, he told me, he said, you should just settle down, because I already got a kid. You're not gonna find too many men out here that have kids, and you're not getting younger yourself. And I'm like, hold up, pump your brakes, because I'm 30 years old. I don't have any kids. I have a college degree. I'm working on a second one. I served in the military. I traveled the entire world. Like, I don't settle for anyone. That is not, what God has done for me. And that's when I knew I needed to end that, because he was just kind of stringing me along. And every once in a while he'd be like, oh, well, I love you, girl. And we gonna have kids one day. But then when I would call him out about having kids and taking that step, it wasn't, well, yeah, I don't want another one.
So it was, as I call it a game.
Yeah.
And so I understand that, because as we were talking, a lot of men play those manipulative games because that was being manipulative. 1 minute I'm telling you something you want to hear and everything is cool, but I'm still holding you off just a little bit. I'm like that bait. When you catch a fish, the same thing. Yeah.
For a year.
Well, what about everybody? It's funny you said that. I posted this on my social media page, and it said 1 to 4 years of talking, 3 to 7 years of dating, 3 to 4 years engagement, then marriage, and then at the bottom it says, you lost me at 1 to 4 years of talking about what? And so that's like my logic, even when me and my wife, got in our relationship, everything, we funny, we tell people, we tell people all the time, like we got to the serious shit
really
at the beginning.
We are now
where we're
dating.
we're in a relationship.
We were like
getting married, and we talk about real issues just up front. So we already know where each other coming from. I'm not finna waste your time. We're not finna waste each other's time. And so I just think that's what happens.
That's what you just said. You're wasting my time.
Yeah.
I'm wasting your time. Life is really short. I really truly believe that we do not know the day nor the hour. And
That's
why do you
right.
want to play with me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
This is my life, and I've decided to take reins. So either you do or you don't. 10 years, I really think that's just craziness.
But let me throw this.
But what about sticking by your man? What about staying thick in the paint? What happened to this new concept of struggle love? It's not real unless we struggle
But he's
in
not
it.
my man.
He really is.
He's not my man. He can go do what he wants.
Let me but let me play devil advocate real quick, because I done heard women say, and chicks say this, not men, but women say, I'm doing what you doing.
And they're out there.
Like, why get married? Because I had a young lady that literally said to me, well, me and this dude been together 10 years. Like, this is real shit. And I'm sitting up here like, and I tell her, well, your 10 is not the equivalent of my 4.5. you ain't doing shit I'm doing. You just playing in a relationship. My 4.5 is way different than your 10 years of playing what I call a temporary commitment.
Yeah.
It's not, what word did I use? It's something to deal with just a commitment. It's not a real commitment. Because at any time, you can walk away.
Right.
Hence the reason why you don't get married. Let me go and stay in this and play it. Because I know at the end, if something ever happened, if anything blow up, I like it, but I don't like it enough to stay in it. I can walk away and then come back. I realized that at an early age.
Is that fear? Fear of commitment. So a lot of people
Damn, I
deal with
just,
that.
right, it's a fear. But then, why y'all staying together?
You know what though? A lot of that is, and I'm just talking from experience, is commonality, normal. I'm used to you. I don't want to go out and find nobody else. I know what your fart smells like.
Yeah. Basically.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking about something else, but well, right.
The thing is, it goes both ways too. Because me and my wife, we dated for 4 months, and then we got married. Right, so we had to work. After that, you start trying to really find out what this person's like, and you got to hold on, you know. Because on the other hand, if we probably did a year of dating or something, we probably could have shook some of that off, you know. But I guess I could see it both ways. A little bit of time, or you do it, you know, really, you into this person, go ahead and do it. But prepare yourself for some rock, you know,
Right.
some ups and downs.
I guess my thing is, well, that's cool because we see a lot of people that do it. You know, people who literally from high school got married and they're still married. You know, we see it all as you know, say, well, we only dated for this amount of time and then did it. I think that is a personal thing. You know, hey, we doing it, and then there's a commitment between the two. Because at the end of the day, 4 months and 5 years, what's the difference? Shit, if you loyal and really real, and for me, it's gonna still show regardless of the time. Like that's just my thought process on it. Because people say, well, again, playing devil advocate, well, you got to get to know them. You hear that all the time.
And that's the main reason people date for 4 and 5 years. You got to get to know them. You got to live with them and see how they are, which is true. But could you find that out in 4 months if you're having the right conversations? Yeah. Or does it take if you're asking the right questions, if you're well intentioned? Like she was like, hey, I made it clear up front. He and I made it our first conversation. We didn't talk about, well, what do you like to do and what color you like. You know, I think we're finding those things out now. But we had those very hard conversations very early. What are you looking for? This is what I'm looking for. What do you want to do? This is where I want to go. And all those minute discoveries, we're having those now. But, you know, my thing is, can you find out about someone in 4 months? Does it take 4 years?
But and so one thing that I said when me and the good doctor was discussing this before the show, I can understand somebody saying that the first couple of times, but then after a while it becomes an excuse. It goes from genuine to an excuse.
I've been saying it so long.
Right. If I keep I'm just really using it as an excuse because again, as I told my wife, and y'all can tell me how y'all think about it, I said it's going to take a lifetime for me to know you. Would you agree? I mean, I'm not know how long you and your husband been, but it takes a lifetime to know. So you can't say, well, I got to get to know you. But damn, after 7, you still don't know?
Right. And you don't because we evolve. We change all the time. You know,
that's a lifetime.
It is.
I mean, so again, it becomes to me an excuse, and I'm not trying to be mean on women, but I'm saying, damn, have some sense to say, you know what? And you're right. It becomes uncomfortable. It becomes, well, I've been having sex with him for the past 5.
We have 2 children together.
Right, but I'm like, damn, you doing all of this, but it's a man that will take that next step. I call it, why run a race and then you get to the finish line and
And
say,
don't
oh,
cross
you know what,
over.
I'm just not gonna cross it.
That's right.
I done made it to the finish line, and we doing all of this, and then I'm like, I'm gonna just go back out there and finish line. Well, why are you in a relationship? I see you want to say something.
I did. I put the mic on because I think in this scenario that we're talking about, it doesn't sound right to me only because of the situation at hand.
Yeah, he's going to prison.
Yeah, and so I can see it from in year 5. He sat down with her and he made a commitment. He said, "Look, I am hopelessly devoted to you, but here's some things I want to hash out in my life, and I want to meet this goal. And if I can meet this goal at year 9, I want to make you my bride, so that way you don't have to take the bad of what I'm going. You can only take the good." In that case, then I say yes. You hold out, you wait with your man, and then, but. In this case, it just seems like things are just getting bad for you now.
Right.
And you want to lock me down.
And he
Hold on, I got a question for you though.
And he has no teeth.
I have a wait a minute. I have a question.
But he has no teeth.
I have a question. So, but could you not still get you together married?
Well,
I hear people say, "Well,
Yeah.
I gotta
I gotta
get me
get myself
together."
together.
Man, you always getting yourself together. So why can't we not do
Well,
it
see,
together?
I personally believe it's a partnership, and I think that they should do it together. But I think in this particular scenario,
Gotcha.
if he would have laid it out that way, then I would understand her
Oh,
hanging
okay, I
in
see what you're
there.
saying. Right.
I would make that comment of, "Baby, let's build it together. You need to
Yeah.
help me, and I can be that for you, and we can work this thing out together." But he didn't do that. It just
No.
seems like he just.
So you saying you think by marrying her that's gonna stop her from messing with other men? If you locked up, can we keep it 100?
Exactly.
I keep 100.
I mean, that's
Can we keep 100? I mean, you being locked up ain't gonna stop her from getting tagged.
In his warped mind, maybe.
Yeah.
But again, another context of this situation is the notion of struggle love. We accept struggling as normal if it's not a struggle. There are obstacles, but we're talking about struggling. Obstacles you overcome. Struggle you go through forever. And our notion with black love is if we're not struggling through it, then it's not real. You're not being thick in the paint.
well, and that
At
kind
what
of stuff
point do
is
you say,
glorified.
listen, this paint is too thick and I must leave it alone? But then you are charged with the woman of you didn't stay with me, you didn't hang in there with me. At what point do I just have to give it up and say, listen, okay, I've done all that I could, especially with black women. And like you say, this is a black show, so we're talking about us. I don't know about those other women. I don't know what white women do. I'm not white. But I know that if I say, you know what, I'm good, I'll help you. But this struggling, like I told you, me and struggling, we don't, no, no, I'm not, I don't do it. I don't mind working towards, if we're working towards
together,
something,
that's right.
then yes, but this whole concept of struggle love, I see it even in our community. We accept struggle as normal. We accept it as it must be. It has to be. If it's not like this, then this relationship isn't real. She's telling me that her 10-year relationship is more valid than my 4.5-month marriage. My marriage is not a struggle. There are obstacles that I've had to overcome, but it's not a struggle. Like you and I say, this isn't hard. We make marriage harder than it really is. It really isn't hard. Like your mother say, let that negativity go. Things become a little easier once you put all that stuff to the side and say, hey, you know what? This really isn't hard.
Stop being petty.
Bills. It's not hard.
She need the mic back on. She need the mic on for that one.
You heard what she said?
No, what did she
And she
say?
said, and stop being petty.
Petty.
What is
Listen,
the petty group?
now I'm gonna tell you what's important. Folks actually
Don't
my wife
know.
on some petty shit.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, but that's what she liked.
I did.
Like that was the.
His petty.
So it's just funny that you say
I
that.
feel like it
now I'm
now.
not petty in real life, this
No,
is
he
radio. Radio, real life.
No,
it's
but
all it is,
I
but-
encourage it. I love it. I encourage it wholeheartedly. I get on there and say, come on, you're the king of petty. He's like, I can do it. Yes. His social media friends be like, where's your wife? I need your wife to come and get you. Never. Because
Yeah,
I'm
but
in
I
the
mean-
background saying, yes.
But in all seriousness, though, and I think you had something to say, so you can say what you have to say. We want y'all to get in. What's up?
Oh, okay. everybody spoke very good word. I don't even know how I can chime in on that because I had a lot to say, but everybody kept saying what they needed to say.
Mm-hmm.
But like you were saying before, me personally, my grandmother told me if you know a person for a year, then you're all right. You gotta know somebody through all 4 seasons because somebody act different in the summer than they do in the winter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, and the thing is, after they have done that, and you gotta understand, there's 7.5 billion people on this planet. If that one person can put up with your ass and your shit,
That's
you
right.
look good.
Right.
But definitely, that is definitely your partner in crime.
Right.
Okay, 'cause
Right.
they chose to put up with you.
Right.
And with on this other chime with that Santana, first of all, I didn't know you was missing T. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's going to jail.
I didn't know he was going to jail
Yeah.
until today. Man,
Right.
man.
He's been cheating
God, I mean,
and using drugs.
okay, she's stupid.
Yeah.
All right,
We
I'm sorry.
went through all of that.
Full circle.
You
That's
dumb.
it.
First of all, you dumb because look, all right, I understand that you got announcements. Stay off the internet. Quit posting stuff. You know you won't get hate. Quit posting stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Ridiculous. You knew when you finish that. Oh, dang, they're gonna talk about these 10 years. You knew that when you hit that sin.
Right.
All right. Quit being. Everybody's gonna hate. If that's your love and that's your business, then keep it your business. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's between you and that person inside that house behind those closed doors. If you want everybody to know your business, let it know. But all in all, yeah, she's dumb because
Shit, it ain't nowhere around it.
it's been 10 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, it's been 10 years. I know you're going through some ups and downs. Marriage yourself, you ain't got to be doing some of this without having a struggle in a marriage. That
Right.
can be in marriage. And it depends on how you come out of it because marriage is that partnership.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't sign that. You don't stand before God and everybody and their mama, and you sign a contract saying, "Hey, we're gonna get through this together." It's a different kind of strength than a boyfriend. You know, you can boyfriend girl, you can leave.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
how. But this one's like, you know what? You like you said, you leave your mother and your father, and you bound to this woman. Hey, this is hold my belt loop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is your road dog, and it's a different kind of strength. When you see that struggle, you know how to attack it differently. Because that person ain't together and all this other stuff. It's my money, your money. We're going to come together and it's going to be ridiculous. But when the struggle, hey, we're going to first give it to God. This is what we stood before we signed this contract. So we already know where it's coming from. So we just got to get through this.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Come on, Will.
Come on, hey.
Come on,
Give it to
Will.
her. Give it to her.
Hold on.
No, get the mic. Get the wisdom. Get the wisdom
on that.
Think about this real quick, guys. Think about this stuff. You've been together 35, 40 years, and you've been putting up with physical abuse, mental abuse, and you decide, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. And so people out in the world don't know what you've been going through those last 35, 40 years. And you all of a sudden decide to come out in the world and we're getting a divorce. And everybody's like, what? We don't know what was going on those 10 years. We really don't.
No, we don't.
I really have. Every time y'all say she's stupid, she's dumb, stuff happens that we have no idea happens to people in relationships. You can cover up, you know what they say, put that lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig.
Right.
You can cover up some stuff, you have no idea what somebody's going through. And I'm going to leave it at that.
No, I mean,
You're right.
no, you're right. Hey,
You're right. I apologize.
I want to get everybody, man. I'm Boss Hall. I gotta throw it out there to get that point of view. I mean, you know, we're joking. Now, do I think something is wrong with it? Yeah, I'm gonna stand by that because my thing, even with that, you're still wasting time that a man, that another man can show you that love because we do not
You're
know.
right.
But again, that's why I said for a lot of men, they play off that insecurity. They play off those mind games. And so that keeps her there for whatever reason. But now 10 years of her time has been wasted when a man could have loved her better, could have treated her better.
And your wife said,
Oh, sorry about that.
she said something about, I just lost that train of thought just that quick. For what, struggling, or blacks, or being, being black in America, most of us have daddy issues. Most women have male issues. And like you said, men can play off of that and just abuse and use it. You know, not all men. Don't y'all.
Yeah, oh no. Hey, listen, what's understood don't need to be said. We got it.
Right.
Right.
And they'll abuse that. And women are Not all women are usually
Right.
weaker,
Yeah.
but the word does say we're the weaker sex.
Yes, we are.
Didn't say
Right.
that we had to be dumb about it.
Yeah.
Either.
Right.
But for the most part, yeah, we as black women, we just let that happen to us.
Yeah.
And in 10 years, wow, was I in there for 10 years?
Right.
And that's
So
where
let
she
me
should be.
let me correct and be soft.
That's what she could be.
Let me not say dumb. I just think she just might need a doctor's check.
Hey.
I say that
Hey.
way.
That doctor's check.
There's nothing wrong with
Right,
it.
somebody
She
should
should have.
have, and we don't know, but we just throwing it out there. Hopefully somebody have, because mama could have said something.
Yeah.
Auntie, grandmother, cousin,
Yep.
but again, because then I wonder, because again, we're talking, he's a celebrity. Is that why you stayed? Am I really holding on because of who he is? Because would you have held on if he was just a regular Joe Blow?
Right. Because
in
they
the
got
neighborhood?
they got together in the. They were together in the prime of his career, and now, she is Cambella because of who she dated.
But they got her from the strip club.
And she was a stripper.
And
and then they went on Love and Hip Hop,
Man.
and but who she is connected to who he is. I mean, we say he is Jules Santana from Dipset. She's Kimbella, the baby mama. It's like, there is a tie to who he was and the notoriety and the identity. And maybe, just maybe, letting go, something my mother had to show me, that sometimes when you are wondering why people don't leave, is because that is their identity. And you're asking them to create a new identity. And maybe leaving him meant creating a new identity. And how many of us want or are open to change, to open to something new? Sometimes we stay in that struggle because that's what we know. Some of us live in neighborhoods because that's where we grew up.
What you were saying, and I'll make this short, as a father, I speak to all the fathers out there, everybody that's listening. For fathers who have daughters, make sure that what we're talking about, that your daughter is not raised to be this kind of person. So they're waiting 10 years or be something that we're talking about. Stop nip that stuff right there in the bud now. Be a father and show her what a real man is supposed to be and what should be treated. And when this man courts you, like back in the day, Romeo and Juliet style, that's the way it should be. When she come on here and courts you, that he is being respectful because you were respectful of your daughter, that you taught her not to be that video vixen, and whatever do you, make your money. But to not be that person, or to be that Kardashian. Don't be known for that. Be better than that. Because a lot of these girls out here growing up, they're looking at this stuff. That's all they see on YouTube.
Right.
So if you don't want your daughter to be that person, then you nip that stuff
Don't
right
be
now.
that man.
Be the father,
Yeah.
regardless of what the situation between you and your mama, be in your daughter's life. So that when she grows up, she sees a man and she wants nothing but the most, but the respect. The dude that waits on her hand and foot, that bound down on her knee, that gives his life to God, and all that other stuff. Because you don't want us talking about it in the future.
Right. I mean, I definitely agree. No. I mean, I definitely agree. I think, but I say again, but we do have, outside of the celebrity. I'm gonna throw this out here, and then we're gonna go to our throwback song. But then when I come back, I want to talk about it. I mean, but this is real life for somebody.
Yes.
For some
couple.
chick.
Yes.
Who's not a video vixen, who was raised by some good parents. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who will still do it. Because we can teach our children well. See, I have 3 daughters. I know what the hell you're talking about. And I'm making sure that they get that game and not fall into that type of trap. But with my teaching, at the end of the day, they still have to go out there on their own.
Go face that world.
Because that self-esteem, what's in them, you can't build that. You can't. That's them.
Right.
They got to, they got to love on themselves.
Right.
Mommies can do all they can, but once they go out there in the world, they're gonna see it from their
from their experience.
Yeah.
Right. So we're gonna go to KB's throwback song of the day, and that's gonna be Lights, Camera, Action. Mr. Cheeks from the Lost Boys, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about it a little bit more, and then we probably get into some sports and the infamous shade tree.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, man. Hey, love and energy, man. Definitely appreciate it. Hey, we're still live, man. Go to our Facebook page, like us.
Wave, shout out.
Yeah, you know, we still on even when we on you know on break on the radio or whatever. Yeah.
Go say hi to the fan real quick.
You can't change your password.
I've tried everything, but I can just send it something, then I can get in. That's great.
Oh wow.
I can't, yes. Wait for them. I had to actually take a picture with the code that they sent me. I did that.
Oh yeah, with, yeah.
So I don't know
Facebook.
what.
Yeah, you can go to on Facebook, Stephen Hayes, and you'll see the picture from
So, see, I can get it.
Yeah, no, that's my page.
Oh, okay.
So you
Is
know.
it the Petty Show?
Yeah, well, no, our page is the Petty Crew on Facebook.
Okay.
But then my personal page is Stephen Hayes. So the Petty Crew. Y'all can go there and like it.
I think the
Wi-Fi. Yeah, but you need the password because it's password.
it's mine is in the right slow. Okay, so let me go. I was saying
Woo, thank God.
I know.
Yeah, and that's out.
I've been trying to roll in my upper pants. I got pit stains.
Can you feel it? Oh yeah. I'm trying to.
Okay, hey, that'll work, yeah, because I feel it all through her. You good? So just going that way, yeah.
So this Petty Crew, that I just like the page.
Bam,
but
that's
that,
it.
That's the
Yeah,
page,
that's
so I go
us.
to this page.
Yeah, that's us. Yeah, the Petty Crew. Oh yeah.
Oh, you guys are great, man. This is awesome. So you keep calling you the great doctor.
The good doctor.
The good doctor.
Yeah.
So are you PhD or how many what is your PhD?
That's what he was.
Oh, I love it. Nice. Yeah, I'm in seminary now, but eventually I want to take it to the doctor's stage.
I told me I'm gonna send you an SMS. Oh, then they were sending
I love teachers that study in
but it's a shipping contract.
and
Oh, okay,
but I
Facebook
just
password.
have a passion for it.
Okay.
But I was just in Facebook. I was like, you know what?
Oh, wow.
I think I
That's
want to go
crazy.
deeper into it. And I was just trying to think, and I was like, no, you want to go deeper into this is what you want. And that's my truth.
Nice.
And when you have something like that, you can't take my truth. And so that's good. So that's, but I got years to go.
Take your time. You'll get
Yes,
it.
where's your party?
Right there in that dang
You know what $10 parking lot?
Never.
Never skip about that's what I'm
But it took 5 years off.
Carlos, I need to reimburse.
No, yeah, because I told him because here since we downtown, because I park at a meter, so we have to park at a meter down here. So it's like 2 hours is like $2 and
There wasn't no meter.
Oh, wasn't any available. Oh.
And I drove around here 3
I showed her.
times.
I got lost. I'm in downtown Dallas. I'm Bang Road. Carlos, I'll get $10.
1083 as a matter of fact.
What's that?
You know what? We go talk. Yeah, let's go to the shade tree.
And time flies when you're having fun.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, listen, damn, we live. I'm on my phone. But man, we have had a great show up until this point. But it's finna get sour because my damn app or my tablet that just went out on me. But we all good. But in any case, man, again, man, we're in the building with the owner of Energized Co, along with his super cool partners.
Is the jungle in here?
It's the jungle, right, man. Again, we go.
Loving the crew.
Yeah, we go keep it lit at all times, man. We've had a great show so far. We've talked to them about how they jumped into the fitness. the business and everything, and then we just came back, you know, and after that we got to talking about Joel Santana and his, you know, proposal and what we think about her, and you know, then we just had our throwback song the other day, man, and y'all remember that jam, man? That was Mr. Cheeks, Lights, Camera, Action, and now we're gonna get into our infamous Shade Tree. The first lady of sports Rise is Nigerian, so you know I try to let her hold down her segment while she's here. So we're gonna keep this little old train moving. For you guys who didn't know, because you know we kind of assume, you know, if you tuning in, everybody is not into what's going on with pop culture. Black China is promoting her skin lightening cream in Africa because, of course, she is. And so this is an article that was written by the Griot. It says this week, reports have surfaced that urban model and gossip blog Faye Black China is planning to release her own line of skin lightening cream, and not surprisingly, her fans are not feeling it. According to People, the 30-year-old mother to partner with beauty brand Whitenicious by what's this, Danica?
Whitenicious.
Yeah, Whitenicious. Whitenicious. The same way I'm saying it, that's literally how I spell Whitenicious by Denicia to launch her own line of creams that claim they can restore the skin's natural glow by attempting to make you look like a white woman. And then in hashtags it says, or parentheses, privilege sold separately. That's real though. That's real. So Tuesday, the ads for what's this, Whitenicious X Black China Diamond Illuminating and Lightening Cream began popping all over Instagram. In one of the ads, Rob Kardashian's baby mama can be seen holding up a $250 Swarovski crystal-studded jar full of self-hate, while his brother-in-law Yeezy his flashlights plays in the background. Yeah. You can go on and look at this article. I'm not going to read the whole article, but we're going to just really jump right into it.
Well, a fun fact, if you didn't know, 77% of women in Nigeria, where she was, she did her launch in Lagos, Nigeria, which is the main city or capital. 77% of the women in Nigeria use skin bleaching creams or skin bleaching techniques. So there was a reason she was going, because I saw some questions, well, why was she going to Nigeria? Why was she going to Africa? It's because skin bleaching, skin whitening is very big. We're talking about 77% of the women bleach their skin. Now, we're not talking about bleaching as far as toning, because you can bleach your skin to tone it, meaning help to even out the colors. Now, some of us, if you use Ambi or hydroquinone, you can use it as little as 2%, and what it will do is even out your tone. It is still skin bleaching, but the women in Nigeria are going from pretty brown to pasty white. And so, because I saw the question, well, why is she going to Nigeria? Why would she go there? It's because it's big business there. You have to remember, Black China is in business of making money. She's a single mother of two, albeit she receives $20,000 in child support a month. For one child, I don't know what she gets for the first one, but for the second one, she gets $20,000 a month. But she is a business woman. She was presented this opportunity by this lady, Dencia. So this is actually Dencia's company, and she is using Black China as the face of her company. It's a legitimate business move. It is like Mr. Francois using you guys as the face of his company. And so she was presented this opportunity, come to Nigeria. The skin cream is $250 a pop. But again, just because they're in another country doesn't mean that they're removed from American pop culture. They follow it. Instagram is worldwide. According to the World Health Organization, chemicals in skin bleaching creams can cause liver damage, reduce resistance to infections, anxiety, depression, and other side effects. The kicker is when you bleach, you aren't supposed to go out in the sun. we're talking about
Absolutely.
Nigeria. As close to the equator as you can get. And these women are skin bleaching, and apparently because they're bleaching and then they're purposely going out in the sun, because if you know anything about washing, if you bleach and then put the white sheet out in the sun, it will make it even whiter and brighter. So they bleach and then they go out in the sun, but they're coming off with second-degree burns, skin cancer. There are a host of medical problems coming from this skin bleaching. But again, you know, on one hand, she's a businesswoman. It may not have been the best business move, but it was a business move. But on the other hand, the question is she perpetuating self-hate? That is, to me,
That's
it's already
number one
there.
question.
It's already there.
So-
77% of the women, without her, they were doing it anyway.
Right.
But is she perpetuating self-hate, hate of self?
She's just tapping into the pipeline.
To me, she's just tapping into the pipeline.
But what about, you have something to say? What about exploitation? Is that not exploitation?
I mean, I don't think so, because before Black China went out there, people were out there, you know, bleaching their skin.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that it's exploitation, which is taking advantage of people who don't know any better.
Right.
And they know better. And I think that the thing about the self-hate part is, I don't think that she's perpetuating the self-hate, because I think what people fail to realize, what Americans fail to realize, is that African culture is completely different from our culture. And we, as Black people, especially Black women, right now we're in this period where we're being told, oh, embrace your hair, embrace your skin color. Dark is beautiful, and blah, blah, blah. Whereas when I was in high school, I was still called a dark girl, an African booty scratch. I ain't even from Africa, you know, and I'm not even dark like that. And those kind of things, they take a long time to go away. And there's still, as much as people can say that Black is beautiful, dark skin is beautiful, and I'm not saying that it's not, there's still a majority of people that still don't want to be Black.
Right, and so I guess so. Again, the question is she not playing though off of it? Because you're right. If I see a people who, because white people do it. So if I see, oh, you struggling with accepting your color, you struggling with who you are. Now, we will say a white man or woman is going in and trying to take advantage of that struggle. We talk about it with the what's a major one in the government? Drugs. Well, where did drugs come from in the community? We wasn't manufacturing drugs in the community, correct? But so they said, well, you know what? You own it, so let us continue to push drugs in the community. Wouldn't that not still be the same as Black China saying, well, oh, for me it's just business. I don't have to understand the conscious side of it. But
Yeah,
so you see what I'm saying? So where I
She's
agree.
a stripper who had babies with the famous people.
Yeah, but to the defense of strippers, because hold on, wait, time out.
Her first name is
Majority of people check out the show with women, so hold on. I ain't trying to offend you. The good doctor said that.
Yeah, I did.
Shout out to the strippers that have literally went on, let's be safe, who went on and got degrees, because that didn't happen, used it for school as a stepping stone to
Oh my
so
God,
let's-
it's like two of them, and this is not the players' club.
I'm just saying though.
Strippers don't go to college.
Man, I'm just saying. Okay.
Come on now, that's
All I'm saying is,
movie.
all I'm saying is that it's easy to say, well, look at it as a business, but what the grill was saying though, yeah, you using it as a business, but you tapping into a business that is affecting
Playing
people's
on.
emotions
That's
and everything.
Blood money.
Right,
Yeah,
like
it's-
it don't just become business because
So-
we would look
so
at
with
white
drugs.
folks crazy.
Drugs.
I mean, but what about relaxers?
Yeah.
You know, that's the same exact thing. You know, we're sitting here, we're telling, oh, love your natural hair, love your kinks, da. But you can get a ball of relaxer from Dollar General.
$2.99.
Yeah.
It went down.
Yeah, you can. So
What,
is that
the-
not the same thing?
Her, you know what? I'm gonna let you have my mic on. I've been on this damn Red Bull and this tea. I'm
Not only-
gonna let y'all hold it down.
Not only that,
I'm finna get up. Hold it
not
down.
only that too,
Y'all good.
I'll hold it
Say,
down.
keep it real.
Like that.
There you go, somebody. Love it.
But like I'm saying, it's you know, people gonna do what they gonna do. Like you
Yeah.
said, to relax yourself. I mean, look
Right.
at cigarettes. You know they're bad for you, but you
Yes.
still gonna smoke them. My thing with Black China, one is like, does she know what she has her name tied to? Because when
She's a stripper.
but the thing is, it's like you said, it's that blood money. It's like you know what you just told me what the side effects will be. You can't step outside. You know the side effects. So it's like, it's not even the self-hate thing. It's like, how you supposed to sleep at night when you know whatever that your name is attached to, your face
True.
is hurting somebody else? Because all it takes is somebody that get messed up, and guess what? That's gonna fall back on. It's gonna fall back on your face. Because now you're gonna have lawsuits and all that stuff. Well, your name is tied to this, your face stuff. And it becomes a whole, like a roller coaster of something that you're promoting that is harming people. It's like if I work for a cigarette company, I don't smoke, but the stuff that I'm doing is promoting
Right.
that. So I'm like, honestly, over here killing people. Real talk. I mean, it's just like, you know, you still gonna do what you're gonna do. But me as an individual, the money ain't worth me having restless nights of somebody knowing that somebody's out there suffering. So you can sell what you want to sell. That's like blah blah blah. But I gotta look at myself in my mirror. I gotta look at myself in the mirror. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta,
Yeah.
but
I gotta live with myself.
what you gotta see, understand too, it's not this didn't happen overnight.
No.
No.
It's a programming that's been going on. For example, in the Caribbean, bleaching your skin is huge.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
you
been
have
around.
musicians that
Yeah.
I'm talking about. You look at that first album,
Yeah.
then you look at that second album, they look totally different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's over years and years of seeing it on TV, now social media, right? We were talking about the hair.
Mm-hmm.
You go on social media, you look through all the beauty. Everybody's swishing their hair, and
Yeah.
you know,
Everybody
yeah,
looks the same.
Yeah, everybody
Long,
looks the same.
flowy.
Everybody wants to have that
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian
Yeah.
kind
Right.
of
Right.
thing, right?
Straight. You know.
You know, that's why when you look at that movie that came out, that Black Panther movie, and you saw a strong black woman, you know, with
No
hair,
hair.
yeah, no hair, a little bit of hair, you makes you want to stand up, oh, right?
Especially the mom, I know what her name was. Man, she was, I love her.
Denied.
Man, I love that scene.
I'm not saying there's not a place for it, but you know, balance it out, right?
Well, my thing is, I mean, first of all, look who we are expecting to be responsible. That's just my argument. Like, we're expecting Black China to be responsible. Okay, she was a stripper. It's a noble profession. I mean, the sex industry has been around for years. Someone has to do it. Why not her? But, you know, again, look at the decisions that she's made up until this point. Someone said, well, she got it. I mean, look at her mother. Anybody ever seen the videos posted by her mother?
Oh, my mom does videos?
I mean, her mom is a prostitute in the technical sense. I mean, she is offering services for money.
Her mom is
Yes, and so someone is saying, why are you expecting something more from her? Look at her mother. Number two, look at the decisions that she's made. She has, in essence, pimped her uterus out for $20,000 a month. Look at what she's done to her body. I remember when Black China was a stripper in Miami. She was notorious. I'm from Florida. She was notorious from King of Diamonds in Miami. She was notorious for being I guess a good stripper, but right. But before all of this, she had her notoriety in Miami. But look who we're looking to say, be conscious, have more morals. Are you serious?
So
she's
so
making
are you
money.
saying
She's
that-
in the business of making money.
okay, so let me ask this. So you saying that this company said, well, we got a fool in Black China,
Right.
and so we gonna take that fool to pimp out or push.
All
Our
these fools
product.
over here.
She got 20 million
She's all
followers.
about
That's
money.
right. Somebody,
How much you
right.
gonna make? That's it.
But
Sorry.
so the owner of the company and Black China issued a statement and saying, listen, these people are going to do what they want to do. They've been doing it. If a man can make a choice to be a woman, why can't a woman make a choice to bleach her skin? We're just offering her the product to do it. People are going to do what they want to do. But let me tell you, I hear this same soliloquy from people who sell drugs.
Crack. I was gonna say that's the crack
The
sales
drug
line.
dealers say, listen, people are going to use drugs.
Use crack.
Why
They gonna
not
get it.
use it from me?
Why not you get paid?
So to me,
Feed your family.
what is the difference? It's economics, it's commerce. Welcome to commerce. I mean, the tobacco people say the same thing. People are going to keep smoking cigarettes despite the Surgeon General's warning. People are going to keep smoking cigarettes. Why should I stop selling it? Because
But, I mean,
Coca-Cola.
yeah, but I mean, I guess my thing is
Eat
that,
McDonald's. These companies aren't going out of business.
but should there still not be the? Because I get what you're saying, and you're absolutely right, but there's going to still be that voice of reason and conscience.
True.
There's going to still be that. We're going to still have to call you out. Now, you might go
but let's
through
just
it.
not expect it from her.
Well, okay, so my next question, so you say, well, we can't expect much from her
Heck no.
because
These are low-lying
this is
fruit.
what she is.
Low-lying fruit.
All
So
she
where-
said
where-
was dollar bills.
That's it.
Dollar
So where are
signs. I get
where are
what
the
you're saying. Yeah.
adults in the room that's going to come out and speak against it? Then?
It should be the people in Nigeria. It should be the people in Nigeria. If they weren't bleaching, she would not have a. Listen, this is my thing. You weren't even thinking about going to Nigeria until that woman said, I'm going to pay you 20%
oh,
of my
but she's still not
proceeds."
going.
No, she went.
Oh, she ended up going?
She did go. They had the party and she ended up getting into a fight.
No.
The people ended up fighting her. The people in Nigeria.
We're following her and she'll be alright.
Yes.
That's it.
But
We're
guess
following
what?
these
She
people and they will
was
disappear. I
notorious
swear they
before
will.
she went there. People are going to do what they want to do. Listen, in any society, you're going to have those people that are just going to be fodder for the feed. You're just going to have these people around you. As a race, as a community, there are a bulk of us that are trying to be great, and then we got those low-lying fruit. But they just quick feed for the fodder. That's it. She'll be picked off first in the rapture. She just be picked off first. But my thing is, look who we are. Look who we're looking to have some kind of moral compass. Look who we're saying you should be more conscious. Listen, all she saw was dollar signs. She went to Nigeria. She wasn't going to Wakanda forever or get back in touch with her roots. She was going to make money. She's about making money. She's just like the dope dealer, just like the corner store that sells liquor to children. It's all about money. You're looking for these people to have a higher sense of self, higher conscious, be in a higher conscious realm. Nah, you're gonna always be disappointed.
She's still like shit.
I mean, yeah.
Just pray that they stay away from
Just
her.
right.
Yeah.
You know, so then where's the morality, or where are the people who are in Nigeria who are talking? We're talking about 77%. We're not talking about half. We're talking about 3/4 of the women in Nigeria are doing this without her or with her.
So I have a question then, because you know it's funny. As I tell you all the time, if you are a Black American here, you know we don't have a home.
Right. We don't want.
My nurses, because I have nurses that take care of my son, they have the luxury of going back home saying, I got a home. We don't. I don't know where my family comes from in Africa. So it's strange to even hear 77%, because you would think, whereas I want to go back, I tell my wife all the time, if I don't go nowhere else, I want to go back home at least once. I want to go back home at least once. Now that's me and my conscience.
Right.
But you would think in that country that they would 77%. Man, that's a lot of folks. You would have enough pride to say, I love my blackness, whatever it is. And you were just mentioning, well, you know, we're in America, but the problem is that they are looking at us.
They are.
They are looking at, because society says, and we see it all the time, we've seen the studies of y'all had known about where they've had the black little girl and the white little, you know, picking, the black girl picking which doll that she likes.
Right. Or the good
Do I
doll.
want, right,
Yeah.
do I want the white doll or do I want the black one? And you saw they picked the white doll.
Yes.
That's as a child.
Jane
But you know
Elliott
what
did
this
that
is?
stuff.
This is like aesthetic stuff too, because even
Yes.
in the bodybuilding world, whereas figure models, bikini models, even the young ladies that do physique, the judges look at the overall picture.
Right.
Your makeup and your hair. And if you look at the top 5, either the top 3, 9 times out of 10, those top 3, hair is going to be long and flowing.
You know, I was about to point that out.
A couple of ladies asked me,
Because I've
including
never
this
seen
one right here.
And I got dimmed.
And let me
when I
tell
wore
you,
braids.
Hold on one
I
second.
tell her all the time.
Hey, put your mic on real quick.
Oh, sorry.
Because we want people to hear it.
And me and Nicole had this conversation. Nicole would say, Miss Fran, I really want to wear I says, Nicole, you're not going to place.
Yes.
You don't wear your hair curly and flowing. So, this thing is real. This thing is happening in all,
Yes.
everywhere.
Yes.
It is insane
Yes.
that she can't, as beautiful as she is, that she can't get on stage
With her braids.
with her braids without the judges going, well, she got braids.
Yeah, you remember I did it too.
Exactly.
My first competition, I had in faux locks, but I pulled it up, cleaned it up a little bit to make, it was within our community.
Right.
But when I moved to bigger show where I know my judges are going to be white, where I know majority of my
Yes.
competition is going to be white, I made a point to make sure that I wore a long straight wig.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that look is more desirable
It is.
than, what people now will be like, oh, you don't look as feminine. And I've been told that.
And the reason why I know this is because I've done over 45 shows. And when I do my short hair shows as opposed to my long hair shows, I always place in the top 3 when I got long flowing hair. So what is that all about?
Yeah.
So you're right. She's grabbing hold to
What's
already
but my
there.
next question is who in that damn country is promoting self-love? I mean, because if you have those high numbers,
Yeah.
you would think there would be some type of, what would you call it, not outcry, but somebody in there saying, well, hey, you know what, we need to love ourselves. I mean, I want to get back home.
But there
Your ass want to
probably
be like somebody
But there
over
probably
here.
is. There probably is someone say, "Hey, stop this! Look at the facts." But that voice is drowned out by the colorism that is there. The same way the voices are being drowned out here. You see women dying from BBLs. If I don't know about you, but I had a fascination with Brazilian butt lifts and watched the surgeries on YouTube because YouTube has every video. Women were documenting their Brazilian butt lift surgeries and going, but then women started documenting the complications, the problems they were having. Not just the illegal butt shots, but we're talking about legal cosmetic procedures that were done by board-approved surgeons, and they were talking about the complications they were having. Despite that, BBLs are still the #1 cosmetic procedure. So although there is a voice in the darkness saying, "Hey, we need to love ourselves. We need to accept who we are. Wakanda forever." The voices in the marketplace are saying, "No, no, no. Light and white is right."
You got to think about it in the imperialism. Because remember, Africa, there was a lot of British,
Yes.
input in there. So when you are bombarded by so many pictures of what Jesus looks like, what pretty is,
Yes.
Exactly.
so when you have that picture of what pretty is, you try to live up to that. No matter who tells you something, otherwise.
Right.
So I guess
To me, it's just programming.
I would like to know what is there to gain from bleaching your skin. I mean, you in this country. It's not like they have a form of racism like we do.
No, but they do.
I'm not saying it's not like that, but what I'm saying is
right. But that is their form. There is a system. As someone from the islands, yeah. Listen, there was a. I realized, especially when I came here to the U.S., what me being this shade meant. I was the pretty light-skinned girl. Mind you, it wasn't so where I'm from the 242. But it was until I came to America at 16. Oh, you're the pretty light-skinned girl. All of a sudden, I was the pretty light. I didn't even understand. I was like, what is this
You're that type of
fascination with
Caribbean.
my...
That type of Caribbean.
Right. And heaven help if your hair must have some kind of wave pattern to it. And I didn't understand it. And I'm like, you guys are more fascinated with this skin color than I am. I just happen to be this because my grandmother is just a little on the, you know, she on the little light shade. I didn't ask for this. This just happened.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, you know, but then I have a pretty brown skinned sister who, you know, I'm on this side of the color spectrum, she's on that side. What, is she less? No. It was, I never noticed it. It was not until I came here to the U.S. that whole light skin, dark skin.
My problem is, because
really
I haven't
that?
never visited, I guess I just would like to see, what are you fighting for? We competing against each other. What are we fighting for? Like, what are y'all fighting against each other for? You know, you want to be light skinned to be better than who?
To be better than the dark skin.
Yeah.
But you're still black.
But they don't see that.
You can't be
They don't
something
see
that you're
that.
not.
They don't see that.
You can't be something that you're not.
But there is a privilege. There's an inherent privilege to
A little
be
bit,
lighter.
you get a little bit
more
Because
respect.
if
When I come new, nothing.
If you like,
When I
if
came
you
nothing.
bleach your skin in Nigeria and you come over here to America, you still black.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just you can't be. It's hard to be something that you're not. You know, it's just like, what was that Godella lady that pretended she was black?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I saw that she wasn't. If she might have fooled some.
Oh, talking about she was the former president of the NAACP.
Yeah.
So it's like I can still see your features. Those features you can't hide unless you get plastic surgery like that. So and I still knew she was a white woman. I was like, you just don't have the facial features that is. So the same thing. If you bleach your skin in Nigeria, you come over here. I still see that you're black. Your nose.
Yeah,
is
but
fake.
they don't
Listen,
see
hold
black.
on. See, you trying to get into a whole nother conversation that I would have to invite you in for another time. Because that's real. Because I mean,
Yeah. They don't.
because
see
again,
black.
as someone who has literally had, majority of African nurses over a certain amount of time, real quick before we cut out, that is rooted in, at the end of the day, see, I'm African, but I'm not black. I'm not cheap. And that's real.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. But again,
Caribbean people do it too.
right, that's what I'm saying,
Caribbean people do it too.
well, but we haven't, I'm going to have to just invite you back. I would love for y'all to come back just to have that conversation because that's a real conversation because we do see it. We saw it happen with the young lady in Britain who allowed her son to dress in the monkey.
In the monkeys.
In the monkey
for
thing.
H&M.
But her thing was because she saw nothing wrong with it because she was African. Not like I'm a black woman.
Yeah.
I'm African, so
Because
I
that's
don't
an
have
American thing.
Right. I don't
I don't know what you're talking
like
about.
racism is not over there in Britain. I mean, damn, history shows there too.
Yeah.
But that was her thing. I'm not black though. I mean, I'm not sure black.
What's the problem?
Yeah, I'm not sure black. So no, I don't have to worry about the history of the monkey. Because that just hadn't been me. So that's a whole different conversation that you know what we're gonna have because that's literally it. You're right over here, and you would think it's there. And as I say, and we said it before, but they have the luxury of saying, well, you know what? We can flop between cultures because we can pick up the fact that you wear Michael Kors. We can pick up the fact that you jam rap music and all that. But then we can go to our festivals. Then we can go to our ceremonies, and I can take out pictures of my nurses in their African garb.
That's right.
And I tell them, no, pick your struggle. Because you can't be black. You can't be our black when you want to be black and be African and separate yourself like that. No, you need to pick
Everybody wants a Honda forever.
Yeah, but that really talks to what you're talking about because that does happen here.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of them, because I speak to my nurses and I hear it. You know, they don't understand racism until it happened. You like, read the book.
Because they're Africans.
Read the book.
They're not black.
It's not
Read
part
it.
of their history.
It's not
Right.
So it's not even going to be in their history
Right.
book.
But truthfully, if you really want to find out, as I said before, no, you need to read the books because we didn't come here from fucking Ireland. We come from your same homeland.
Yeah.
Now,
Where we came from.
so our history is tied to yours because we had to get brought here and created another history. But our history started at home.
Yeah, because y'all sold us.
Right. Man, if your ass was here and I joke about it all the time, that means our family lost. That's the fucking truth behind history that for us.
Yes.
Because but that's not a history that's told.
Yeah.
If your ass got here on that boat, they don't say, well, you know what, it was because it was infighting and everything, and back then you were what? You were considered a servant. You had to serve that time out under a whole different leadership, and then then you about here. But then it wasn't slavery then. It wasn't until later that it turned to slavery.
Yeah.
So it's like, I joke about it. Shit, we lost. I need to go back and slap my, in time, be like, yo, ass was sorry back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that, but I mean, like I said, that's a whole different conversation that I would love to have because we want to talk about that because a lot of people don't have that conversation.
What does it mean to be black?
Right. What does it mean to be black? And you know what? I might have to invite y'all back on here to talk about that. What does it mean to be black?
I'm gonna wear my Bahamas t-shirt.
Hey, but listen. Yeah, right.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
You know what? I really thank you guys for coming to the show, man.
Yeah.
Keep it alive.
Bringing you
I need you to hand me some of your shirts so I can show them. But while I'm doing that,
Oh, yeah, you don't want to.
oh, I didn't see it. Where is it? Okay. I want to show all the shirts. Man, listen.
Everybody put on a shirt. Put on a shirt.
I got shirt.
Everybody representing Energized Co.
Yes, indeed.
Find them on Facebook. They are on Instagram.
Oh, yes. How do
This
we
is
find
awesome.
you?
My daughter's trying to steal this
Oh,
one.
yes,
Immediately.
Yeah.
On
It's
Instagram
mine.
is at Energized Co. Facebook, Energized Co. Energized Company. And you can go to www.energizedco.com.
Already. Listen,
Where your expression?
already.
Where's your expression?
With that being said, man, I wrap up the show from just different messages, and I went back to an oldie but goodie. Plies always got something to say, and he finally said something that resonated and you guys will really agree with. So we go listen to a message from Plies, man, and we gonna shut this thing down.
Good morning in the valley, baby. Been out here on the road. I want to tell you something. This is how I live my life, man. I want to be so good to you that if we ever fall out and go our separate ways, you gonna miss me before I miss you. I don't care if you my homeboy. I don't care if you my girl. I don't care if we doing business together. Be so good to people that if y'all ever go y'all separate ways, they gonna miss you before you miss them.
Listen, again, that was our message from Plies, man. I want to thank everybody for coming in.
Well, thank you for having us.
Man, y'all rock this show. Appreciate you guys. Y'all keep it lit and y'all keep us going.
Like, subscribe, and follow.
Yeah, go to our Facebook page, go to our Instagram page. We're on Twitter.
YouTube.
This will be up on YouTube probably sometime tomorrow. But also, you guys can rehear this tomorrow at the same time from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. On the A side, just go to the Afterparty.com. I know you guys see this big ass A behind me. If you're watching on social media, again, thank all of you guys for making this a great show.
Yeah.
You
Feel
all
free to
are
come
welcome
back. Yeah.
to come back anytime. Just hit us up. We love having people to come in. Because we always have great topics. And so it ain't an appointment. Just say, hey man, I want to come hang out. Want to be a part of it. Shout out to all our fans. They do it all the time too. Hey, we want to come and hang out. We welcome people coming to hang out with us. So again, y'all can come and hang out with us. With the crew, with the whole crew.
Loving the crew.
Yeah, shout out to Roz. Shout out to Bria Moore.
Yes.
We definitely hope you get well. Come back strong next Sunday. Again, thank you guys for tuning in, man, and we are out of here. Peace. Facebook, thank you for tuning in again.